session, let us discuss more about affixes. As you know, morphemes are classified into free and bond morphemes. Or on the basis of this structure, it can be classified as roots and affixes. So what are affixes? Affixes are bound morphemes attached to the stem, which may be a root or base. Or it can be a larger unit of the stem or root plus one or more affixes. So based on their position with regard to the stem, affixes may be classified as into three types: prefix, infix, and suffix. Let's see. What's a prefix then? An affix that is attached at the beginning of a stem is called a prefix, which means it precedes the stem. For example, pre in prefix. So fix is a free morpheme and pre is a bond morpheme. So fix is a stem and pre is a prefix. As un in unhappy. So un is prefix, happy the stem. M in improve. Again M is prefix and prove is the stem. Now what is a suffix? An affix that is attached at the end of a stem is called a suffix. That is, it follows the stem. So see the examples. Full in faithful, lay in happily, and is in runs. Now let's see about infix. Infixes are inserted in the middle of a stem. So this type of affix is uncommon in English. It's mostly used in Tagalog. Tagalog is a native language used by the Tagalog people in the islands of Philippines. Then Arabic and Sudanese have infixes. So here is an example. In Tagalog, there is a word humiliate, which means one who does effort. So it consists of the stem pilit and the infix So the meaning of the infix is one who does, and the stem pilit means effort. So when it's combined, pilit, it means one who does effort. Now, affixes may be derivational or inflectional affixes. So affixes that use to derive words, that is by changing words from one type to another, they are derivational affixes, which are used to derive new words. Affixes that are used to inflect words, that is just to indicate grammatical relations, are inflectional affixes. In English, there are inflectional suffixes, derivational suffixes, and derivational prefixes. Not the point, but there is no inflectional prefixes. Okay, there are inflectional and derivational suffixes, but only derivational prefixes. And derivational affixes are those which are used to derive new words, and inflectional affixes are those which are used to inflect words, that is to indicate the grammatical relations. We can see more examples on that. So inflectional suffixes are affixes which change only the form of a word and not its class. For example, you can see there laugh, laughs, laughing, laughed, laugh, laughs, laughing, laughed. You can see that it's only the changes in the form. S, ing, and ed are inflectional suffixes. They do not form words but serve to indicate grammatical relations such as number, gender, tense, etc. Okay, they just indicate the change in the words or the grammatical relations such as the number or the tense or gender. As laughs indicates the present form, laughing continuous form or present participle, laughed the past form. Now moving on to derivational suffixes. They create new words from the stem. Thus, from child we get a new word childhood by attaching derivational suffix hood to it. From kind we get kindly by attaching ly. So thus derivation is a process of word formation unlike inflection. So it helps to derive new words, to form new words unlike inflectional suffixes. You can see this example. Teach, teaches. We added es to it, so that is inflectional suffix. While in the next one, teach becomes teacher. So er is added to it, which changes the form of the word, or it forms a new word. Teach is a verb and teacher becomes noun. So that is derivational suffix. So let's see more about the differences between inflectional and derivational suffixes. Inflectional suffixes do not change the class of a word. As you can see from the examples, boy, boys. So both are nouns. S is added to that, that's an inflectional suffix, but it does not change the class of the word. Boy, boys, both are nouns. Talk, talked, both verbs. Loud, louder, both are adjectives. Some derivational suffixes change the class. For example, if you add or to the stem word operate, it will become operator. So it will change the word into noun, from verb to noun. And er, when it's added to work, it becomes worker. Worker. So again, this is changing verbs into nouns, as in the case of teach, teacher. Inflectional suffixes, second one, inflectional suffixes occur at the end of words not followed by other suffixes. So they are closing morphemes. That is, after adding inflectional suffixes, you can't add any other suffixes along with it. Laughs, teaching, friendships, scholarships, etc. So inflectional suffixes, it occurs at the end of words and is not followed by other suffixes. Now they can be attached, that is, inflectional suffixes can be attached to all stems of a particular class of words. For example, she laughs, she dances, she sleeps, and she dreams. So S occurs with all the verb stems: laughs, dances, sleeps, dreams. This is not so with derivational suffixes. An inflectional suffix is not followed by another or other suffixes, while derivational suffixes can be followed by the other derivational suffixes or inflectional suffixes. As we told it in the second point, an inflectional suffix is not followed by another suffix. For example, come, comes. That's the end of it. You can't add any other suffix to it. So that is inflectional suffix. Teach, teaching. Again, ing. That's inflectional suffix. Teach, teacher. That is derivational suffix. Teacher, teachers. So again you have added inflectional suffix along with that derivational suffix. Teacher, teachers. There it's S is the inflectional suffix. Hope it's clear to you. Now moving on to derivational affixes, that is both prefixes and suffixes. There are two types: class changing derivations and class maintaining derivations. Class changing derivations change the class of the word. For example, happy is an adjective. While you add ness, N-E-S-S to happy, it becomes happiness. Then it has changed into noun form. So it changes the class of the word from adjective to noun. Humanize is a verb, and humanization, it becomes a noun. So these are class changing derivational suffixes. There are derivations which do not change the class of the stem. Such derivational affixes are called class-maintaining derivations. If they do not change the class of the word, then they are known to be class-maintaining derivations. Thus, kind is an adjective, and after attaching the class-maintaining derivation un, it remains an adjective, unkind. So there, un is a derivational prefix, and it is class-maintaining derivational prefix. Kind is an adjective, and when you add prefix unto it, it remains as adjective. So that is known as class-maintaining derivation. So there are two types of derivational affixes: class-changing derivations, which changes the class of the word, and class-maintaining derivations. Even after forming the new word, it won't change the class of the word. So here is the diagrammatic representation of the classification of morpheme. Morphemes are divided into free morpheme and bound morpheme, which is also known as affix. And affixes are divided into prefix, infix, and suffix. They are classified into prefix, infix, and suffix. Prefix, which comes before the stem, and suffix, which comes after this stem, and infix in between the stem. And again, prefix and suffix, there are two types: derivational and inflectional. In the case of suffix, there are derivational and inflectional suffixes. In the case of prefix, there is only derivational prefix and no inflectional prefix. And these derivational prefix and suffixes are also classified into, or can be divided into class-changing derivations and class-maintaining derivations. Class-changing means which changes the form class of the word, and class-maintaining, even after adding the prefix or suffix, it will be in the same class, in the same form class. It won't change the class of the word. That is class-maintaining derivation. Hope this session is clear to you. Thank you. We will meet in the next session.